Let's go in this video talk about some Instagram marketing strategy for local business. If you have a local business in this year of 2025 and you wanted to get more clients and you wanted to get more leads and you wanted to increase and grow your company, you have to be present on Instagram because Instagram is really relevant for you show your company, for your audience, to promote one strong personal brand, for you to be different against your competitors. So Instagram is really relevant for you, be original on the internet. And when you have one company that is pretty relevant on Instagram, this is also really good for someone who's searching your company and then they decided to see your Instagram to understand and know more about your job, your work. So it makes sense for you have Instagram, and the same content that you use on Instagram you can also use for Facebook. So this is not something that you have to give 100% of your energy to make it work, because if you use the same strategy that it's working on Facebook, for example, and you try to adapt and make some adjustments to go to the Instagram, it will get results, it will be relevant. So this is something that you have to consider about your strategy. In this situation that I already told you, so why not you're not going to be present on Instagram? So pay attention, because this content I'm going to explain you how you're going to use Instagram for your small business to get more clients, to get more leads and get more sales, and how you can be strategic about it to create one perfect connection to your potential customers. So pay attention and stay with me. The first thing that you have to understand about Instagram is how you're going to get the attention of your potential customer. Because making content on Instagram is not something that is going to be so simple about it, because you have to be strategic about the information, about your copywriting, and about your design, and you have to use those three pillars to get the attention for your audience. So this is something really important. The first thing that someone is going to do when they are searching and you're looking through your company over Instagram has to get their attention. So how you're going to do this? The first thing that you have to consider about is for you to be more professional about your brand. So you have to introduce the highlights to your Instagram profile and put key information about your company, such as about us, location, and service. Those are the three main highlights that you need to introduce to your Instagram account. And then you can also add some new features for you to be more interesting. I mean, you can put something about your work, you can put something about your team, you can introduce testimonials to your Instagram highlight, and all of these options is also really relevant for you introducing your business. One interesting thing about your Instagram is that your content has to be accurate for your potential customer behavior. So what do I mean about this? You don't have to just create content that is going to be viral. You have to be really careful about it, because the content of those TikTokers that it's being viral, that it's making a lot of views, a lot of likes, a lot of comments, maybe, and it probably will not be having the same results for your company. So you have to be really careful about how you're going to create the attention to your audience. And the best way is that for you understand why they are looking for your company on Instagram. And you're going to curate the post that is going to be necessary to get their attention. So you can just get some viral trends, make some adjustment to adapt and introduce your company into a way that is going to be professional, that is going to be reliable to your brand, communication language, and that's going to be really good. But the main thing that you have to consider about how you're going to get their attention using their interest. I mean, they're looking to your company because they are hungry. So you have to make content related to food to make them be more interested to eat in your company. If you have some type of restaurant and you're making content on the internet, it doesn't make sense for you to try to create something that is not going to give their intentions to eat. So you have to be strategic about it. If you have some type of company about construction and you have one type of niche, that you have to be really accurate about the measurements, about the size, about the structure that you're going to introduce, just like pavers, just like countertops, just like walls or some type of remodeling. You can introduce photos that is going to be related to your business, and then when someone see how professional you are, your content will already answer their questions. So this is the way, the best professional way for you create the attention. Because what a lot of companies they try to do, and that's why they don't get the results as they wanted on Instagram, is that they wanted to copy some companies, some trends, some marketing strategy agency, whatever, that is not something reliable to their business, is not going to be relevant for their audience, but they just want to do it because someone told to them that it's necessary, and that's not the case. Try to get the connection, being more professional about it. And this is something that you can do also use such as video or photos all of them is going to be the same and going to be interesting for your company. And that's the first pillar of the attention that you have to understand about your Instagram. The second thing that you have to understand, it's about the relation. When your company uses social media, your audience expect you to get some type of relation with your business. I mean, they can make some comments, they can send directly messaging to your company, they wanted to get more questions, they also can get the phone number to call your company to understand more about the services and products that you sell. But the main thing that you have to understand is like how you are going to create the relation with your audience being yourself. And one of the biggest mistakes of those big companies is that they don't personalize their brand. They don't have one person who is going to be open into the histories, who is not going to be open in their content. And that's one of the biggest mistakes that's going to make your company not be so much relevant on social media, such as Instagram. Because when you don't have one person, it's way more complex for you to create a connection that is going to be necessary for you be more relevant, because people is attracted to people. You can have one specific company and you can compare with a lot of different companies such as Coca-Cola, Nike, Adidas, and Apple. They always have one person, or they have one type of influencer. They have someone to be reliable on it. And this is something that you have to consider about your company. You can get some interest to make content to show up, to be seen in your stories, in your other platforms and devices, for you get more sales, for you get the connection that is going to be necessary. But it's really important that you just be out of the box and just try to not be some type of square company who always do the same thing as your competitors, and try to use one human, because they're going to get the connection about the communication of the person, their style, their behavior. That is the strategy that you are going to get the results in a long and medium term. And this is something that you have to understand, because many companies, they have good service, they have good products, but they just can't sell the products because they are not able to get the connection. If your company is doing well right now, this is something really okay. This is something interesting, but you have to understand that in a long term, you will be able to adapt and adjust your strategy. And then it will be necessary for you to have someone to be the person of your brand. So if you try to do when the moment is going to be necessary, maybe you will not have the necessary time for you to turn around in the situation. So pay attention and try to get someone to create the relation. And the third pillar that I'm going to talk about is going to be conversion, it's going to be sales. When we're talking about sales, we are talking about how we're going to use the marketing strategy to convert, even though it's going to be lead generation or you're just making sales to sell products and that type of stuff. And the strategy that you have to understand is something that can be complex, because a lot of the companies and a lot of brands, they try to do different things to get their clients. But what I'm going to do right now, and it's going to be more necessary to your business. A lot of business, they try different strategies to convert to sales, to get more leads, to use some type of page traffic strategy. But right now in this video, I'm going to try and give some adjustments for you use to your business that that is going to be necessary. If you have a service business, you can just use this funnel structure that I'm going to tell you right now. The first step of the funnel is going to be the ad. Go to the first pillar that I already told in this video for you, get the attention for your customer audience, and then your ad is going to lead them directly to a landing page. After you send them to one landing page, you are going to create one high specific landing page, giving and answer all of the objections of your potential customers. If they are some type of public that is going to be really resistant to price, you have to explain why your price is better than the other companies, even though it's going to be, cheap or expensive. And the other thing that you have to consider about your landing page is about your copywriting skill. You have to answer all of their objections into that landing page, for they feel the confidence that is going to be necessary to fill up the forms, and then they're going to be your lead. So this is something that you have and you must introduce to your company. And then after someone decided to submit, you can use some email marketing and phone call strategy to understand more about the job, more about the service that the person wanted, and then you're going to be able to get more connection. But the most important thing is that the sale doesn't end in this step of the funnel, because when you get the attention of the phone call or email, they're going to get the quote, and you have to be more present. This is something that you must understand, because a lot of the companies, they just get the leads and then they're not open and they're not able to get the relation with the leads because they don't have enough time, or they don't have someone who's going to be 100% focused to get the attention of their lead. So what you have to do is you have to put someone, or if you don't have money to hire someone, you can just do it by yourself, but you have to be more open to it and you have to be focused to get the attention of the leads. Your potential customer is talking to another companies. So the sale is not end that. The sale is going to be over when they pay you, and that's it. Not when they're going to get the connection, the conversation with you. So you have to be present, you have to be online for you get one good relationship with your potential customers, and then after this moment you will be able to get the sales. So pay attention about this strategy, about those funnels, about those steps. Each one is really important for your company be growing on Instagram. So I hope that you like this type of content. Please leave a comment here below and see you in my next video.